Alright, what is going on YouTube? We're back with another video. Um, this is not a video that I normally, or that I didn't think I'd be making here in August. Especially because I know there's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming out in the next month or two. September and October and November usually are pretty big months, content-wise for MLB The Show. But unfortunately, we're starting to see the drawbacks of a regular season compared to last year, where, we're starting to get down here towards the end of the content, in the sense that it doesn't feel like there's much coming right now. Last year, we did have a lot of flashback cards and stuff that I think everyone really, really enjoyed, and we have not really gotten that so far. But I did have three things that I wanted to highlight here, for stuff that I think MLB can do better for next year. I do want to start off also by saying this has probably been the best year content-wise for MLB The Show. We're getting a lot of good stuff like Player of the Month program, stuff like that. We're getting a lot of really good cards, especially Team Affinity this year took a huge step forward. Giving a lot of viable cards compared to last year where there was two cards. And actually, I enjoyed the reward path compared to last year as well. Last year felt very lackluster, and you would just go for one team and be done. Where this year, it felt like it was actually a little more intriguing, a little more exciting. But that gets us into our first topic here. All right, so we're here. I did just load up the market. It is for overalls between 98 and 99, and I just wanted to show something here. So as we can see, there are quite a few legends on here, quite a few flashbacks as well. Flashback being generous because they also call Future Stars Wander Franco a flashback. But this is something I think is very problematic right now. I understand it's good for diversity to not bring out these big names very early on at the beginning of the year, because if we would have gotten a Larry Walker, for example, from last year, when Larry Walker came out, I believe it was somewhere in the third or fourth inning program, and he didn't leave anybody's lineup after that. He got into their lineup, played right field for them, and did not leave a single time. That was a huge problem. It was something that I think they tried to avoid this year by not releasing any big names at all until, pretty late into the year. And this is really highlighted by, they do have a Larry Walker already this year, but a not good one. When compared to last year, just does not have the same stats. And to be quite frank, it's just not worth it when compared to a free Larry Walker that we got last year. But yeah, so for Legends here, we are seeing some big names. Ralph Kiner, Christy Mathewson, Nolan Ryan, even a Joe Morgan, and an Eddie Murray, and a Vlad already also. These guys are good legends, don't get me wrong. But we're just not seeing any of the big guys yet. And this is exemplified, we don't have a Cal Ripken yet. That's a card that I feel is not that great. We could always see a Jimmy Rollins. I feel sometimes he comes out a little bit too late, because sometimes his power isn't the greatest. So he could come out just a tad bit earlier, and he would be a perfect card to bring in right now, especially because shortstop is a very weak position so far this year. But I feel they just need to bring in more of these big guys sooner rather than later, because we're starting to get into that. There's always a dull period, I feel in August and September, usually the middle of August and end of September, where absolutely nothing happens in this game, I feel and that could be supplemented by coming out with even somebody a Willie McCovey or a Willie Mays. Willie Mays would be really, really good, especially with how good hitters already are this year. This Ralph Kiner card is absolutely loaded. Imagine a Willie Mays is going to be stacked. But with that being said, we haven't seen anything about any of these guys. Even like this Vlad is absolutely loaded. There's been no indication that they want to release any of these big guys anytime soon. Even if you just look at like the 42 legends, we have seen, I don't even know. I mean, we do have a Mariano and a Jackie, but I think that's it. Unless you include like the 94 Pedro and the 92 Bob Gibson or whatever he is. But like we haven't seen any 99s for those guys, and all of them are going to get 99s. But like a Cal Ripken would be interesting. I mean, we haven't seen a Frank Thomas yet. So like there's a lot of really big legends that I feel like are just not there yet, and really could extend that life cycle just extend like the excitement a little bit and kind of carry it over into the postseason. I also think they could do it by really, doing some other stuff, which takes me into point number 2. All right, so here with point number 2, and I am just going to start on this screen here. There is not enough to do offline, because you earn, I mean, I understand, I guess you do earn, your daily moments cards, stuff like that, the regular Tops Now cards. Those cards are all good cards, don't get me wrong. The monthly award cards you can do all by playing offline, I understand. But like, is Votto as good as like the Larry Walker for ranked seasons or Bryce Harper for Battle Royale? No. I mean, this is going to be supplemented. I would assume there's going to be like a Moments Extreme and Showdown Extreme, kind of like they did last year. I don't really remember how that worked. I believe you had to do both of them, and it was kind of like a program, like a separate, not like an inning program, but like a separate program, almost like a player program. I believe that was the one with the Babe Ruth in there. I believe. I might be wrong. It also was the one that had Andrew Miller 2 years ago. Andrew Miller 2 years ago was the best left-handed reliever in the game, and actually made, and like those moments sucked. I'm not asking for 19's moments because those were horrendous. I still remember scoring 9 runs in 2 innings or whatever the one moment was where you played the Padres. That was the worst. That was the worst thing I've ever had to do in my life. But it gave you something to grind for offline and not feel like you have to play BR or ranked seasons to get rewards. And I know people are going to say stuff like, Conquest, you get rewards. Do you really though? The only card that you really get is Albert Pujols, which is an 89 and is going to do you nothing. You get the gold card, like the gold prospect cards, which, they can lead towards, him. I'm blanking on the name. I can't think of the collection right now. Oh yeah, the Kalenic. But like, even then, like, that's not, unless the problem is like you complete one whole division, you get one prospect card. So you beat 5 teams to get one gold prospect card, just so you reset and have to defeat those 5 teams from that division 4 more times. So you need 25 wins against the same 5, or you need 5 wins against the same 5 teams, so 25 wins total to get 5 gold prospect cards. That's a problem. It was a neat idea when the game first came out. Because it gave you a reason to maybe look at some of these cards, and like they were good first day cards, like the Michael Busch. That's a good like day 1 second baseman right there. Not anymore though. He's literally useless. These cards are useless except to be put into these collections, and that's it. And I mean, I guess you could also buy them and sell them for stubs, but at the same time, like, there's so much other stuff I would rather do, if they had anything, like a Conquest with better rewards. And to be quite frank, Conquest is a grind. Conquest is the worst. I think is the worst thing. It has never been good. The only ones that are good are like these small ones, where you can easily do them. But other than that, it's just not. I don't enjoy Conquest. Like the Nations of Baseball, this is the most I've done, is beat the Twins. I don't enjoy it. But yeah, like something like a Moments Extreme or like a Conquest Extreme, I think would be sweet, where you face off against all-time teams, and you get like a signature Albert Pujols. I think that'd be sweet, or like a prime Albert Pujols. That'd be an interesting card. I'm just spitballing ideas here. Even like a Willie Mays, like an all-around guy, or like Griffey, stuff like that. Like there's just cards that definitely could be put into Conquest, and make Conquest challenging but fun. Same thing with Showdown. Showdown is fun the one time you run through it. Other than that, like the first time you go through an inning program, I'm like, oh, that that was cool, whatever. These Team Affinity ones, they suck, because I do 50 of them to complete the Team Affinities, but that's it. I never touch them again after that. But yeah, so honestly, these are just, I wish they would do more single player wise, but I don't expect anything. Offline season mode would be great, but like I said, I don't think they'll do it, and I honestly don't know how they'd implement it. So with that being said, that takes us right into point 3. Alright, so we're here with point 3. I'm sitting here in the ranked seasons. You can see I'm 7-10. I mean, I haven't made a push to World Series, mainly because I just haven't been enjoying playing online. That's why there haven't been very many ranked seasons videos or anything like that. But something that I really was looking forward to at the beginning of the year was not needing to make it to 900 ratings, but to just get wins. Little did I know how many wins 40 wins in the season was. That's a ton of wins. I underestimated that a lot. But the wins reward path here completely delegitimizes ranked seasons in total. And you might be like, well, that's not true. Yes, it is. In the comments down below, tell me how many games you've played total, and tell me how many of them have actually gone all 9 innings. Because I can tell you what, let's see, my rating is 34-1 right now, which is not a lot of games, I understand. 35 games, maybe 15 of them have gone all 9. The problem is like, I'm literally I was at 600 3 days ago, and anytime I'd score like 2 or 3 runs, quit instantly. And there's no penalty for it. And the only thing it does is, it obviously harms your pitcher's energy, but it harms mine. And I get penalized because you didn't want to stick it out because you felt like you couldn't compete. That is ridiculous. And all they want are these free easy wins to try to get these packs, so they don't have to try as hard. And I understand that it helps some people get these cards, but even then, who is playing to get 40 wins? That isn't like, I can understand you might not make it to World Series, but the casual fan isn't getting 40 wins to begin with in the first place. So I don't know who they're appealing to here with 40 wins and a World Series reward. Because literally all they do is just quit out right away. The same thing happens in BR. I might be, the only person that thinks this, but like, I do want the Jorge. I don't think I'm going to get him because I literally cannot play BR because it melts my brain. But like, it's the worst. You'll literally score 2 runs and people just quit. Or they like, I'll play a full game and I lose, and it's just like, man, that was pointless because if I score any runs at all, people quit instantly. And like the problem is they give you these challenges, right, for these cards. You can literally go 10 drafts in a row and see one of these cards. I know it because I have not seen a Carlos Santana. I've had a Mitch Moreland in 1 draft, and I've had Jay Buhner in 2 of them, although I can't hit with him. And I have had a ton of drafts to get to the 60 program stars here. Like, it's crazy to me. And to be quite frank, I mean, yeah, like the Jansen would be nice, the Harper would be nice, but like these two cards were good. But like Paxton wasn't interested in, Stanton wasn't interested in. I did get Al Leiter, but that's because at the time I was debating about selling him. Honestly, debating about selling him right now for $250K. I might look into it, but like that's a problem. Like we can't, it delegitimizes it because, I mean, I understand you want some of these people to get these cards, right? But there's literally no point in playing rank seasons at any difficulty that isn't on like All-Star and just having fun, because people just immediately quit. The same thing with BR. If you score runs, people just quit. And there needs to be some sort of penalty for these people, because otherwise people are just going to keep quitting. And they're just going to keep trying to, you know, score one run and then hope the other person quits. And it makes it obnoxious. And like ask any person, like any, you know, person that's not like a competitive trying to be top 50 player, they don't play, they get to the World Series pack and stop. Because there's nothing to play for after it. And even if there was something to play for after it, 95% of the time, you're just going to end up scoring one run and quit. Literally watch any YouTuber that has like a following. That's how 90% of the games they upload goes. It's like there's a huge like absolute minefield between 600 and 900 where, at least in my experience and some experience of people that I've seen and talked to, you play a game, you score like 2 runs, and if the other person like hasn't gotten a hit or whatever through like 3 innings, they quit. And then your pitcher's energy is literally at 0. Like for example, I had a Shohei video I was trying to film. He pitched in an inning and got 1 out in the second inning. He got 1 out in the second inning, and that's how much energy he had. Now I understand we don't want to have, you know, if somebody quits, you don't want to keep just having somebody start like 150 games with Shohei in a row. But like, why did I get penalized because the dude quit? That's not my problem. It's not my problem at all. I just don't understand. I don't understand, and all it does is create a toxic culture almost around, you know, if you don't get that lead, then you just quit. And in my opinion, that's not the mindset that we should be trying to build for people. And I don't really know how to solve it, to be honest with you. I really don't know. Because you can't make it less wins, because then people just sit down in like the all-star range and go from 400 to 600 and then reset to 400 and then go to 600 and then reset to 400 and then still get a World Series player, but you can't keep it at 40. I just don't know. I don't know how to fix it. But they need to do something about people quitting games in online. So, I mean, let me know in the comments if you agree with me. If you do, like I said, let me know. If you don't, let me also know if you have any problems with the game, what you think they can do better next year. And if you enjoyed the video or agreed with anything I said, click that like button. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.